Shalom, shalom, shalom. Okay, I'm gonna try and make this video quick as always. All right, how you guys doing today? So, I'm addressing the brothers today, all right? And brothers, let me say this. If you are in this community, and y'all know which community I'm talking about. If you're in this community and y'all don't know who my husband is by now, then you're clearly living under a rock, okay? Because you're on his channel, all right? You're on his channel. Um, Sister of the Maccabees TV. Anyway, with that being said, if you go into a woman's inbox, if you go into a sister's inbox and she tells you that she's married, there really isn't anything else to be said after that. Keep it bouncing. Just keep it moving. That's it. She's married. She tells you she's married. Move it along, right? Move it along. That's what you do. That's what you do. You don't continue to say stuff. That's what you don't do, okay? You simply don't. And who the hell go around and like, don't y'all go out? Like, don't y'all go out? Don't y'all get off social media and go physically go out and interact with people? Like, what is Facebook a dating site? Like, what is this? Anyway, let me say this, right? And now I'm going to address the elder brothers in our community. The elder brothers in our community. Brothers who are 50s and 60s, in their 50s and 60s, right? Let me say this to you, brothers. It is unbecoming of you elders, you elder men, 50s and 60s, it's quite unbecoming to be in these younger women's inbox trying to get at them. Women in their 20s and 30s. Let me tell you something. They're not interested. What is an old 50-something, 60-something-year-old man doing trying to get with a 28-year-old, 25-year-old young girl? Like, let me say this to you elders, okay? And I say that very lightly, okay? You elder men in your 50s and 60s. If you ever get a young girl to give you some attention, it's not because she's deeply in love with you. She fell madly in love with you. No. You got something that she wants, okay? Maybe you got a pension somewhere that you're collecting. Maybe you know, some savings somewhere. Maybe you got a nice little car. You have your own house somewhere, right? Maybe a little business, whatever it is, okay? A woman in her 20s and 30s, she's not really interested in a guy who's 50-something, 60-something years old, unless he has some significant amount of material things to offer her. I can tell you that right now. Now, when you have a woman that young, 20-something years old, 30-something years old, and she meet a man in her age group, that guy don't really have to have anything. No, because she's more attracted to that dude. You see, because they have more in common. You see, he's younger. He's hotter. You see what I'm saying? And this is not to be, disrespectful, but I'm keeping it real, okay? A young woman in her 20s and 30s is not going to be interested, really, in some older men unless he got something to give to her, okay? So, don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself, all right? When you get a little bit older, all right, and you start getting diabetes and arthritis, all right, and you can barely make it to the bathroom, or you can barely make it off the couch to go into the kitchen for a glass of water. That little 25 and 28-year-old is not. Well, you think she's going to be around to try and help you to the bathroom? You older men need to find yourself some mature woman your age, okay? Somebody that you can grow with And who's going to help take care of you? God forbid you get sick and you can barely move around in your own home. That person is going to be there to nurse you and help you. Okay, some little 25, 28-year-old girl, she's not going to put herself in that situation where she's now have to be taking care of some old man, like she's working in a nursing home. You know what I mean? Some old 50 something, 60 something year old man who can barely make it to the bathroom. She listen, listen. I'm gonna tell you guys a story, right? There was a couple. This happened in Long Island, New York. A man in his 50s went to Brooklyn and he met himself some young girl, right? Went to the doctor and she was working in the doctor's office. And he pursued her. Okay, he chased her around. She didn't want him, but he chased her and she finally gave in. This young woman wasn't even attracted to him, but he had money. This man had some money. He had a nice home, right? And he wooed her. All the expensive gifts and flowers and all this expensive stuff that he used to buy her. And she finally gave in and she finally decided to go out with him. And within 3 months, they were married. He begged her to marry her. Begged her. Within 3 months, he proposed to the woman. Proposed to her. He was 50 something years old. She was 27 years old. Within 3 months, this man proposed to her. And she turned him down. She turned him down. She says no. Okay. A couple weeks later, he was proposing again. This time, she said yes. All right. Now, she's a single mother with a daughter. Right. Anyway, he married her. Took her from Brooklyn. Bought a nice home in Long Island. Right. Long Island, New York. Beautiful home. Brought her in the house. Right. Now he doesn't want her to work. He doesn't want her to go anywhere. She's supposed to be the, the pretty young girl in the house. Right. She didn't want that. She wanted to get out and work. Right. So he eventually bought her a vehicle. Right. Now she have a car. And what does she do? Every chance she get, every opportunity she had to get away from him, that's what she did. She got in her car, she took her daughter, and she got away from him, right? And whenever she was home, she stayed in her daughter's room. She didn't want to be around him. Why? Because she wasn't in love with him. She wasn't in love with him. She was disgusted by this old man. She was disgusted by him. But she was in love with all the things that he had to offer her and her daughter, because she was a single mother, right? All the, the brand new car and the beautiful home and all the fancy clothes and hairdo and, jewelry and all this stuff for her child. She loved that. She loved that, but she didn't love this man. But this man, this older man, threw himself at this young girl. Threw himself. Pathetic. I thought it was pathetic. Long story short, she ended up killing him. She strangled him in his sleep. She couldn't take it anymore. She was getting in her vehicle and driving herself to Brooklyn so she can go see her boyfriend, her younger boyfriend. I think the brother was in his 30s or something. She was getting in her vehicle and she was spending every waking weekend in Brooklyn with her family, but she had a man on the side, some young man, okay, on the side, and that's where she was. And whenever she come home, she spent her extra whatever little time she had, she spent in her daughter's room. She didn't want to be around this man at all because he was some older, unattractive man that she was not interested. She showed him that she wasn't interested over and over, but she just couldn't resist all the material things that he had to offer her. So she gave in, she married him, and then she turned around and killed his behind. She strangled him in his sleep. Right now, she's spending 21 years in prison. That's what she's doing. That was her sentence that she got. Okay? She was given 21 years for the death of this man who chased her and tried to buy her love. You can't, listen, grandpas, okay? You can't buy a woman love. You can't. You can't. Keep your pension, okay? Keep your savings, keep your retirement fund, because you can't buy a young woman's love, okay? You can't. Get yourself a mature woman, a woman that's going to love you back, a woman who's going to be there for you when you can't get out of bed to make it to the bathroom, okay? When you can't make it downstairs to make yourself a cup of tea or something. You need a woman, a real woman, a mature woman. What you doing with a 25-year-old, a 28-year-old, and you're 55 and 61 or 65? What, really? And why the hell do I have old men on Facebook? You know, I just figured out, I'm not a technology person. I'm not, my husband is a technology type of person. I'm not. I just found out months ago that people could call your cell phone. I mean, not your cell phone, your laptop, your computer. I just found out that people call your computer from their computer. See, I'm way old school. I'm like in the Stone Age. I had no idea that somebody could call your computer from their computer. But anyway, because I don't have nobody calling my computer. The last few weeks, I've been getting phone calls. Computer calls on my computer. And why do I have these men, these elder men in their 50s and 60s calling my goddamn computer? And not just now. I have different brothers calling my computer, right? Now, y'all know what I do on social media, right? If y'all don't know what I do by now, you follow this channel, you know what it is that I do, okay? I talk about health and herbs and overall wellness, right? So now I usually don't have a lot of people on my Facebook page. I usually don't, but because I've been getting so many messages and emails, and I've decided to start accepting people on my Facebook page, so that way I can maybe answer their questions a little bit better. Because a lot of people have been reaching out to me in my inbox, right? So I noticed that suddenly out of nowhere, brothers are all in my inbox, and you're not in my inbox to ask questions about herbs and health. You're in my inbox for different reasons. Young brothers, older brothers. Now I'm addressing the older brothers because young brothers they're just off. But you older men, you should know better. Y'all should know better. Okay? Stop calling my computer. Stop calling my computer, okay? Stop calling my computer. Why are you calling my computer? You elder. You supposed to be elders in the community. Why are you calling my computer? Why aren't you speaking to my husband? If you need to talk to me about your health, or if you have questions about herbs, why aren't you going to my husband? And if you don't know who my husband is, then you leave a message and let me know what it is that you want. Why are you trying to reach out to me? Okay, stop waving in my inbox. Stop sending me little messages, and stop calling my computer. Constantly calling my computer. Like, what's going on with you old grandpas? Are y'all that thirsty? I hate to use the word thirsty because I know y'all don't like that word, but you older men are just really not looking too good out there, man. It's like y'all are just acting a little desperate up in these sisters' inbox, and it's not just with me. I've heard this from a lot of young sisters. You older men in your 50s and 60s are just up in these women inbox. You think you can buy our love? You can't. Listen, if I wasn't a married woman, I would not be interested in some 50 something 60 something year old man. I certainly would not be. I certainly would not. No, I wouldn't. I'm not attracted to a man in his 50s and 60s. It's just not what I am, and I was never that way. And I'm not one of those younger women who get with a man who, because he have some material things. That's just not who I am. But unfortunately, there are women out there like that. And when you find yourself with them women, they're going to use your behind. They're going to use you to take care of their children, okay, that they have with somebody else, okay, because these are single mothers. A lot of them are. Okay, and they're only going to use you to take care of their children and buy them all the material things that they can get out of you. Okay, get out of these women's inbox, for God's sake. Grow up. Grow up. You elders, grow the hell up, man, and get yourself a woman, a real woman, an old, she doesn't have to be old, but get yourself a mature person, not some 20-something, 30-something year old woman. Grow up. These women are not interested in you. I certainly am not. I'm a married woman. I'm not. So there you have it. Stay out of my inbox. That's what I'm asking. You brothers, stay out of my inbox, okay? Seriously. And you elder men, you guys are pathetic. Find yourself a woman and get out of these young girls' inbox. For God's sakes, man. Grow up. A lot of you brothers do not even, y'all don't even know how to take care of your health, right? Now you get a young girl, she don't even know how to wash her behind. She can't even boil you a cup of tea, okay? What you gonna do with a young girl like that? What you gonna do? What can she do for you? You need a woman. You need a woman who's gonna take care of you. That's what you need, all right? Get away from these young girls, man. God damn it. Anyway. Sorry, I really needed to do this video because, I find it pathetic, really. I find it pathetic that when a woman tell a man that she's married, that he still continue, number one. And I really find it pathetic that you have older men in their 50s and 60s out here just buying love from these young girls. Like, y'all are just pathetic. You so-called elders in our community. Grow up. And then you wonder why these young girls have no respect for you. Anyway. See you guys later. Pathetic.